Two garages, a shed, and a vehicle all considered total losses after a fire in the village of Eden. Firefighters and Fond du Lac County deputies dispatched to the 100 block of Sheridan Street around 10:15 this morning. First responders found smoke and flames coming from two detached garages. The fire starting to spread to the home. They contained the blaze to those two garages and a shed on the property. One side of the house was damaged on the outside, but the fire did not reach the home's interior. No one was hurt. The cause of the fire that remains under investigation.